Some of the features are to turn it off. This will turn itself off after a while, but to turn it off, I'm going to zoom out a bit. You got to press the second button. So anything that's written in blue on this calculator, you got to press the second button to access it. You should see an arrow up on your screen, and then you press on as right. Second on turns it off, and then if you want to turn it back on, just press the on button, and away you go. Okay, so that's the first one. Let's just press any of the buttons. So let's say we press graph on the calculator. Go ahead and press graph. Mine gives me an error or something. If you press any button and you leave the home screen, in order to come back to the home screen, you want to press second mode. Second mode quits whatever you're in, and it gets you back to what I call the home screen. Okay, so your home screen looks like this. If you have a bunch of stuff on your calculator, so I'm going to go arrow up. I'm going to go arrow up, and you're going to see what previous students have done. Unless it cleared everything over, they haven't been used for a week or so. But if you go arrow up, you're going to see a whole bunch of maybe scary stuff. Don't be scared. Like, it's going to be fine. If you ever want to get rid of all of these things, right, you can just press clear a bunch of times. Actually, if you just press clear right now, it's just going to clear the highlighted parts. So if you go all the way down again to the bottom of the screen, so the cursor is like at the bottom of your screen blinking there. If you want to have a clean page, just press clear. And then it doesn't get rid of what you just saw, it just clears the page, because if you go arrow up again, it's going to bring it all back. Okay? So, but what you want to do is, if you're at the bottom of that screen, if you don't like to see all the stuff you did before, just hit clear and then it's all gone, right? It kind of gives you a new page, so to speak. So that's another thing. Let's say you press window, let's press that window button, and you're like, oh my goodness, how do I get back? What is it? Second mode, you're back to your home screen. Okay? All right? And at the top of your screen, you're always going to have the settings of the calculator. I feel like it's a little blurry. Let me see if I can focus. You're going to see a whole bunch of settings here. The one I want you to change right now, if this is set to radians, at the very top, if you see radian, it should be saying degree. Okay? If you have radians there, follow me. Maybe all of you follow me. You just press the mode button. Mode shows you all the settings of the calculator. I want you to go to this row where you have the options of switching between degree and radian. I want you to hover over, use the arrow, left, right arrows, to go over to degree and hit enter. And now you're going to have it in degrees. You should see at the top of your screen, at the very top, that it's now set to degrees. If yours has been in degrees already, you don't need to change anything. And now, how do I get to my home screen again? Enter is like at the bottom right over here. There's an enter button. Yeah, that is like your equal button as well. Yeah. Are we good? Second mode now. Second mode. Let's quit that. Back to our home screen. Okay. All right. So let's do a little bit of math here. Let's do some calculations. So let's say you go 125 times, so let's buy 125 calculators, and they're each worth $150.99, right? You hit enter, you should see the work, and you should see the answer as well. Okay, so that's the cool part. Now, let's say we want to add taxes to this, right? We add 12% tax. The way you would do it is, the way I will show you how to do it is go arrow up, copy that number, like highlight it first, right? Go arrow up, highlight that number, and then hit enter. It will copy it down for you. And now we can multiply that by 1.12. It's 12% taxes in Manitoba for most things. So you hit enter, and now you see the price after tax. Okay? So you can go ahead and do that. But let's say it's like, oh, it wasn't 150.99, it was 155.99. So you notice you made a mistake in your work. Guess what? Go up arrow, highlight that work here, that section there, hit enter. It will copy it down for you, and then just go over to the 0, okay, and change that to, let's say, a 5. It will just overwrite it. And then if you hit enter again, now you have the new answer right there. So you can always copy paste just about anything. Okay? Can you see with that? I know it's a little blurry, right? It's a little, looks like Minecraft almost, right? Pixelated. I hope you can still see enough. Let me try something here. Hey, that's better. That's better. Let's find our pi button. Pi is very important. It's a shame that this calculator doesn't have a pi button. But if you look over here, my pencil is hovering. Do you see pi there in blue? Anything in blue, we got to use the second button, right? So if you want to access pi, you got to go second, and then use that hat button. That calls out pi. And if you want to multiply it by, let's say, 1.25, there you have it. It will show you the answer with all the decimals. Okay. Okay. So keep that in mind. And let's say you want to add to this answer. If you just go plus, it will actually, it will automatically take your latest answer and just add to it. So that's one option. Okay. So let's say we add 12 to it. Boom, you get that. But let's say you wanted to add 12 to a couple of answers above, okay? Then you need to use your arrows to go up and copy whatever answer you want to work with, hit enter, and then add 12 to that, right? So the copy paste is necessary if you want to go up a few answers from before. You copy that down, you add 12. So that's kind of cool. Another thing is your power button. This, you see this little hat here? I'm hovering over it. That hat is your exponent button. So if you want to, let's say you want to take 5 to the power of 3. So you go 5 exponent 3, and you hit enter. It will obviously take 5 and raise it to the power of 3. It's 5 times 5 times 5, right? It's not 5 times 3. It's 5 to the power of 3. So you can do it that way. If you want to square, look at this one, my pencil is, if you just want to square something, just use this one. So you can go 5 squared like that. So I press 5 and then x2, or you can go 5 hat 2. It works either way. But I like the x2 button, it's much faster. And it's also a shame that this calculator doesn't have a square root button. But do you know where, can you see the square root right there? Okay, so you can just go second x2 calls the square root. And watch this. Let's say you want to square root a number that you used a couple of lines before. You can actually go arrow up and copy any number you would like to insert and hit enter. Look what it does, right? It will paste it into the root, which is kind of cool, right? We can use all decimals all along, and then hit enter and square root whatever number you want to square root. You can type it in manually, or you can just copy paste. That's my preference. Okay? So you can do that. Yeah?
What if you want to do
a cube root? That's a good question. Again, it's a shame that this button, that this calculator doesn't have a cube root button. So this gets a little complicated. Ready for this? This might be a study sheet entry later on when we do cube roots. I will ask you to do that. You see the math button right here? Math allows you to have access to a whole bunch of things that are not necessarily visible. So if you press math, do you see the cube root right there? See that cube root? Okay. So you got to go arrow down to option 4. You can do that, or you can just press number 4. Watch that, right? You see the 4 next to that function, the cube root. So you can also just press 4, and it will select it, bring it to your home screen, and then let's type in 125 into it, right? Cube root of 125 is 5, if you remember that. Right? So cube root, that's a good question. So now we know how to cube root. Okay? What else? This comma, folks, this comma is going to be used later, okay? Like when we use certain functions, we're going to use it, but don't use it for a decimal. Please don't. Your decimal is down here, right? Just at the bottom of your calculator. That is the decimal that I want you to use. Another very important thing is that if you're talking about a negative value, you want to use this negative button, not the minus button. The minus is an operation. If you want to insert a negative, you want to use this negative button. So let's say you want to go -3 squared, okay? I would do this, brackets, open the bracket, go -3, like -3, this negative down here, close the bracket, and now go x2 to square that. That's how I would enter a negative value. I would use my brackets and I would use the negative. Square and then hit enter, that should be +9. Okay? I think right now you're gonna learn a lot about this calculator. Right now we're just gonna keep it at the basics, right? You're gonna learn more and more as we go through the units. It's way more powerful than what I'm showing you here. It can do a lot of cool things. But for now, I think we're good to go. All right. We're going to stop there with, you can still keep it right next to you. In fact, you should bring it every day. Okay. Make sure all your batteries at the top right corner, they should all be green because I charged them all. If for whatever reason it didn't charge, it means, I'll show you this. Your calculators have these metal prongs back here, the metal slots. That is what needs to make contact with the base. Okay? It's all about the base, No, too early? Okay. Right? So you got to make sure your calculator makes contact with those. So it should be, if you have to like press this down, you're doing it wrong. Okay? Your calculator has these slots, these slits on the side. So if you grab your lid, it should be easy to just slide it on, right? Click. So that's the same ones here that you're going to use to just make sure it docks on here, and then it's good to go. It should be very easy to dock. You should hear the click, right, if you take it off. If you put it in reverse mode, it will be very hard. It will just not work. You're doing it wrong. So you got to, I'm going to have them against the wall like that. So just make sure your screen always faces you when you dock it, and then you'll be safe. Okay? You'll be fine. All right. That's it for calculator intro.